Hello, everybody, and welcome to Unfiltered Imposed Opinions, where I'm Drew.
And I'm B.
So, guys, we're back. We're starting something new. We're doing a new set of
Things.
of series here. Series.
Series. We're doing some new shit.
Yeah.
We're going to start talking about people that don't like other people and murder them.
Which makes them do bad things, yes.
Yeah. We're going to be talking about... Realistically, we're going to be talking about
Real
horror
life
movies, but some of the horror movies are actually going to have a backstory of if they were
based
off of an actual serial killer, and then
Yes.
we'll give you a little background of the actual serial killer.
Yes.
So it's just going to be very fucking interesting. We both enjoy this subject very much, and we've actually talked to a couple people that do listen to us pretty regularly, and they were also excited about it. So we figured we'll give this a go and see how you fuckers like it.
Yeah, so we'll jump into it. Just want to let you all know that we are going to be starting with the one and only Leatherface.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
This is a part one. I think this will go a couple parts long. We'll let you know how long it's going to go as we progress through.
We'll get a better general idea of...
But what we plan on doing is giving a lot of backstory and character of more of you to understand the actual character of the film / TV series, if it goes into that too. And then if there's any corresponding killers of where the directors and writers got their basis from, their interest from to create the character, we'll go into that person as well.
Which, spoiler alert, there is one.
Yeah, there's one. With the one we're starting with is Mr. Leatherface. So we'll start in with the general synopsis of the character. Leatherface is a fictional character and the main antagonist of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies and their spin-offs. He usually wears masks made of human skin, hence his name, and engages in murder and cannibalism alongside his inbred family. They're inbred.
Yeah.
I knew that.
No shit.
Leatherface appears in the first film series in 1974 and its 8 subsequent continuations and remakes. He is considered the main antagonist of the franchise due to him driving most of the movie's plot and appearing in all the movies, though it takes orders from his older family members. So actually, doing a little research on this, I found out that he is the only... So out of like a lot of these killers, like Michael, Freddy, Jason, a lot of them, he's the only killer that appears in every single one of his movies and spin-offs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Freddy appears in all of his.
Not the spin-offs. I think there's been a couple like spin-offs.
Maybe
about it.
That's possible.
I don't know. It was part
we'll
of my
figure
research.
it out.
That's what I said. That's what I seen. So
That's fair. That's pretty cool. It's good to know. The more you know.
Yeah, the more you know. So we'll jump into the biography about him.
The biography.
So I think it varies from movie to movie, and we'll see that as it unravels, because we have a lot of information about each and every one of the movies all the way leading up to
The newest one.
the 2022 movie that just released. It's on Netflix. We watched it last night. I 1,000% recommend it.
It was a great movie.
Fucked up, but good movie, especially for those.
Listen, a couple of the
that-
kill scenes, fucking
mint.
fucking mint.
It just needed some gas in it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, no, definitely one of the good ones. Okay, so Leatherface used to work as a butcher at the meat factory. Gunnar Henson, who portrayed Leatherface in the original 1974 film, sees Leatherface as completely under the control of his family. He'll do whatever they tell him to do. He's a bit afraid of them. In the documentary The Shocking Truth, Toby Hopper portrays Leatherface as a Big Baby, who kills it in self-defense because he feels threatened. In the first film, Leatherface shows fear whenever new people enter his home. So we definitely know that his family controls him. They tell him what to do, how to do it, why to do it, when
you
to
can
do
see
it,
that
where
in
to do it.
every film that if you've ever watched any of them, you can tell that he is. I will say in my two favorites, which we'll get into. I don't know if we'll get into this episode, but he's more of a. He still kind of takes orders in a sense, but he's definitely more aggressive instead of like a scared,
Yeah.
basically what they said, like a big baby acting in self-defense. Like he's more of like animalistic.
Yeah.
And he just waits for the go-ahead to where like, I'm going to fuck you up as soon as they let me pretty much off my leash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we'll get into this later on too. Well, I mean, I know we will. I don't know if it's part of the certain reading that I'm choosing to kind of get some information of, but definitely part of some of my research as well is that he in quite a few of the movies, but I think it's like a half. So like half of them kind of show it, and the other half don't. He had mental issues. He was either MR or had autism or some form.
Yeah, I think he was slow. I think in the ones that I've watched, he was like a little slow, and that's one of the reasons what like drove him, because people would like make fun of him and shit like that.
Right.
Blah, blah. Bullying. Don't fucking bully people. That's what happens.
Yeah, we have an episode on that. Go listen to it.
Right.
In the first film, Texas Chainsaw Massacre of 1974, siblings Sally and Franklin Hardesty go out with their friends to investigate their grandfather's grave robbing. They run afoul of hitchhikers, and eventually the rest of the Slaughter family and Leatherface kills off their friends and Franklin. Sally is kept alive and manages to run for it. With Leatherface and Hitchhiker in pursuit, Sally manages to get a passing truck to stop, running over Hitchhiker. While the panicking trucker and Sally escape, he throws a wrench at Leatherface, causing him to fall backwards and cut into his own leg with his own chainsaw. Sally makes another run for it and manages to escape Leatherface in a pickup truck. The first movie was really good.
Oh, yeah.
The original always pays homage to the writer's original thought. This is where a lot of it started.
I will say that the first one is definitely, like for me, like top 3. There are 2 other installments into this that I like better, but the first one is definitely one of the best films that they came out with for this particular.
The Harlow Orphanage, part of number 1. After the events in the first film, Leatherface ran away to a town called Harlow and found an orphanage. The owner of the orphanage, Ginny McCumber, takes Leatherface under her wing. According to Feed Alvarez, the director Chainsaw Massacre, Leatherface might have been in and out of the orphanage to do things with his biological family every now and then, but he eventually settled down. So he became a nice little pup.
Nice little pup.
The new movie touches a lot on the first movie, and it plays almost like a sequel added to it. So if you haven't seen them, definitely see them, but definitely watch the newest one after you watch. I think it runs congruent with 1, 2, and 3, because I think they're all tied in together, if I'm not mistaken, if I can remember right.
Probably.
Jumping into the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, Leatherface is referred to as Bubba, and the family name has been changed to Sawyer. So no. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is
not a sequel.
Not a sequel. One night in 1987, Chop Top and Leatherface, now known as Bubba, go out for a ride in his truck along with Nubbin's corpse. Bubba uses Nubbins as a puppet and attacks 2 young men in a car, making a call to a radio station. The car crashes, and the young men die, and the Sawyer brothers get away. Vanita Stretch Brock, a radio DJ, hears the screams, chainsaw, and car crash and puts it on tape. Later, she brings it to Sheriff Lefty, the uncle to Sally and Franklin Hardesty, who decides to try and look for the killers.
You want to bet he did it by himself? I don't remember. I don't know why I don't remember this one. I remember the last name of the Leatherface crew in this one, but
Yeah.
it's not sounding familiar to me.
Several nights after the first incident, Stretch is visited by Chop Top, who announces himself and Bubba to be big fans of her. When Stretch gives Chop Top a tour and they get to the dark room, Bubba runs out with his chainsaw and misses Stretch and accidentally hits his brother in the head, ruining his wig. After getting yelled at by his brother, Bubba goes after Stretch, and she runs into a room and repels Bubba by spraying him with a fire extinguisher. She closes a mental sliding door in which Bubba is unable to saw through. Just when she thought she was safe, Bubba broke into the room through the wall and began sawing into a cooler full of ice and beer. Ooh, ice and beer.
I like both of those.
But upon seeing her face to face, Bubba forms a crush on Stretch. He strokes her with his chainsaw. Is it his chainsaw?
Weird. Is it, or is it his wiener?
And she compliments him, which Bubba seemingly couldn't handle it anymore and begins to saw into the shelves in the radio room. He does a dance and leaves, sparing Stretch. Oh, so he fell in love. Then he's going to wear her as a face.
Yeah, that's his love. I want to be in your skin.
I think that like a lot of this is like spoiling this for you guys.
I mean, yeah, we don't.
Well, I hope you've already seen these. I mean, I won't spoil the newest movie for you. I don't even think it shows that much. Yeah, it doesn't tell that much about the newest one. So we'll go into that. So hopefully, if you're listening to this, you've already seen these movies. If you haven't, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Bubba's with his family, and Chop Top is dancing with Nubbin's corpse while Drayton is worried about a cook-off. When Stretch runs by them, Drayton tasks Bubba with finding who just ran by. He does so and chases after Stretch, eventually cornering her. He held her in place with his chainsaw, not sure what to do next. When his brother arrived, Chop Top telling Drayton that Stretch was supposed to be killed a long time ago. Chop Top begins chanting "Bubba's got a girlfriend" repeatedly, making Bubba feel embarrassed. Bubba hits himself on the head with a tall shell of a lamp in frustration. Chop Top knocks Stretch out, and the family goes into the dining room.
Oh, I do remember this.
Stretch wakes up, and after she does, Bubba kisses her on the lips. The brothers fetch Grandpa, and they have him whack Stretch with the sledgehammer. However, Lefty arrives and tells Stretch to leave. Bubba grabs his chainsaw and begins fighting Lefty. The sheriff impales Bubba with the chainsaw. Going through his stomach, Bubba continues fighting but is knocked down by Grandpa when he threw the sledgehammer in an attempt to help him. Drayton, deciding to commit suicide, detonates a grenade he grabbed from Nubbin's jacket, and the grenade explodes, blowing up the entire cave. Lefty is presumably the only casualty in the incident. What cop carries a grenade?
No, they said they didn't take it off of Lefty, you dumbass.
That's Nubbins. Who the fuck is Nubbins again? I don't remember.
I don't remember who Nubbins is. I remember some of this. It's vague, but I do remember some of this. I'm pretty sure this was a pretty good movie.
Yeah. Okay.
To me, it kind of seems like it was a little bit more of a spoof.
Yeah.
On him.
So, I don't remember number 2, to be honest with you guys. I didn't watch it that much. I do obviously remember the original. I will watch it for you guys, just because I'm kind of curious about it, and obviously we're gonna be watching more and more as this unfolds here.
So probably whatever we stop with
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll give you guys the rundown about this, and we'll talk a little bit about what we know and how we feel about it, and then we will
And then we'll probably
watch them.
Yeah,
and then we'll give you our opinion. Yeah,
whichever ones we go through, and like this one, for this time, we'll like watch them, and then like we'll have a better general idea of what all we're going to get through, and how long we actually want to make these episodes and stuff like that.
absolutely.
This is just kind of like our pilot for this little side freak show that we're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we're just trying to get a general idea.
Right.
So bear with us, fuckers.
Yeah. All right. Leatherface, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. After the events in the second movie, Leatherface started living in the forest with his other brothers Tex Sawyer, Tinker Sawyer, and Alfredo Sawyer. Alfredo. He also lived with his mother, Ann Sawyer. His brother, Alfredo, owned the Last Chance gas station. Leatherface also had a daughter. Leatherface ends up fighting a survivalist named Benny, and he gets his head bashed in with a rock. Leatherface survives, however. So,
wonder if they have a relative named Tom Sawyer.
Yeah. So it seems to me like number 2 essentially was bigger than number 1. And then it moved on to 3, which was homage to number 2 as a direct sequel. And then this is essentially where I started watching them, was Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation.
I know I've watched the first one. I know after I got the description of the second one, I know I've watched that one. I don't remember it a whole lot.
Yeah.
The third one, I don't know if I've seen that one. Next Generation, I'm pretty positive that I've watched.
Yeah. In Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation, Leatherface was a cross-dresser involved in an Illuminati conspiracy to provide a society a source of horror. Leatherface, along with his brothers Vilmer and W.E., and Vilmer's girlfriend Darla, hunt down lost people and murder them. Leatherface and his family do not eat their victims, however, rather they eat pizza. No, this was that stupid-ass one that came out in 2017. So this is missing the one we watched.
Oh, the one that... No, that is the one that we watched. The one in 2017.
No, we watched the one in 2003. Which one was that one?
Oh, no, that one, yeah. The 2003 and the 2005 or 6. Those are the two... Those are my favorite, too.
Yeah. So, well, they're not on here, so we'll just touch base on those because we know we've watched those.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
This Next Generation one, this is the one that we watched last night before the new 2022 one. I have to tell you guys.
No, we didn't. That was not the Next Generation.
No?
No.
Which one was that one?
It was the two... Whichever one came out in 2017 is the one that we watched last night.
I'm pretty sure this was it.
I don't remember it saying Next Generation, but maybe.
Leatherface, like the original, is seen wearing an elderly lady's face and wig. However, the rest of the film, he wears a black dress.
No, he was not wearing a black dress.
Okay. A more feminine skin on his body and a brown wig. And when we first see him, he wears a camouflage jacket, his traditional yellow apron, and a long brown curly wig.
Well, I don't know. Was he?
Leatherface.
If we're being honest, I didn't really pay attention to that one a whole lot.
Neither did I because I was just annoyed.
It wasn't good. I'm not gonna lie. Whichever one came out in 2017, I did not care for. I don't think it was a good film. I think it was a very poorly made movie. That's just my opinion. I just didn't like it.
Okay.
I don't know if that one was... I don't know if it's the Next Generation. I really don't.
Leatherface screams throughout the film. When he realizes that he's been caught by Heather, he screams along with Heather. When Heather temporarily escapes from his hands into a storage room, he screams after he throws her into a box and she keeps opening it. He continues to scream. It's not until after he uses heavy objects to prevent her from escaping from the box that Leatherface has a total meltdown. He also screams after killing Barry. When he does so, he worries that his brother W.E., who's outside, can only hear Leatherface screaming. Leatherface appears to be the weakest in the family and is hurt by the fighting that occurs. His brother W.E. abuses him relentlessly, which Leatherface does not fight back but cries. During a fight between Vilmer, Darla, and W.E., Leatherface is seen cowering behind the refrigerator screaming, crying, and plugging his ears. During dinner, while dressed in drag, Leatherface is seen doing his nails. At one point, Vilmer mentions how his brother, Leatherface, is tired of his current female face and wants a new one. He implies that Jenny's face will be his new face, which Leatherface becomes excited over.
Dress and drag and do the hula.
Wow. When Jenny escapes again after using Vilmer's remote controls to mess with his bionic leg, Leatherface, in the full drag, chases Jenny with a chainsaw, and during the chase, one of the Rothman's men flying an airplane kills Vilmer with the propeller, which Leatherface witnesses and appears devastated over it. When Jenny escapes in the Rothman's limo, Leatherface has a meltdown. He screams and emulates the most infamous chainsaw dance, which is seen in the original after he returns to Harlow. The chainsaw dance. You guys know what the chainsaw dance is, right? Chainsaw dance. It's fun. It's whenever he starts flailing it around and spinning and all that fun
Just
shit.
crazily
Yeah.
spinning and
With a boner. With
I
a
don't
boner.
recommend it.
I am not going to read this right here, only because this is the newest one that came out in 2022. I do, however, 1,000% recommend it. Make sure you guys take a watch at it.
So also, so the 2003 one, I believe, is the one that had
The Hewitt family.
the Hewitt family.
Yeah, I have all this right here.
That is by far my favorite.
I think one of the reasons why
It was a lot more gritty.
this wasn't essential. So I'm pretty sure that this is considered a spin-off. And the only reason why I say that is because the main antagonist is the whole family. The whole family is a part of it, and they are all fucking murderers. Like Leatherface isn't the main guy.
He's not the main. He's not the only killer.
Yeah.
Like they're all like the whole family is.
So the
fucking
Hewitt
nuts.
family are the main antagonists of Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake series, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre The Beginning 2006.
Okay.
The Hewitt family consists of Luda Mae Hewitt, Jed Old, Charlie, a.k.a. Sheriff Hoyt, the Tea Lady, Emma Hewitt, and Hannah Hewitt. And Jed, I'm pretty sure, is Leatherface,
Yeah, I think so.
if I'm not mistaken. Originally in 1939, a woman died by giving birth in a slaughterhouse. The manager disposed of the body, leaving him in a dumpster outside when young Luda Mae Hewitt finds the child. She takes him back to the Hewitt residence and names him Thomas. Thomas!
Yeah, there it is.
She raises him as her own son. Because Thomas! Yeah. 30 years later, Thomas works in the slaughterhouse under the same manager that left him in the dumpster. When the plant is shut down by the health department, he refuses to leave until the manager forces him to. Thomas later returns to murder the manager and finds a chainsaw, which he takes with him. When Sheriff Hoyt attempts to arrest him, Luda Mae's son Charlie Hewitt kills him and assumes his identity. Meanwhile, two
Back
brothers,
at the ranch, Bugs
Eric
Bunny
and
shits
Dean,
his pants.
Eric and Dean, are driving across the country with their girlfriends, Chrissy and Bailey, to enlist into the Vietnam War. At a diner, they meet a female biker named Alex.
Yeah,
who
this
follows
isn't
them.
This isn't the one with Jessica Biel in it. It's the 2006 one. But this one is also one of my favorites.
Yeah, who follows them in her on her motorcycle. Alex soon draws a shotgun and orders the group to pull over. In the ensuing chaos, the car crashes and Chrissy is thrown into the field out of sight. When Hoyt arrives, he kills Alex. And what makes them put her body in the car? I remember that. Hoyt then forces the group in as well and calls for Uncle Monty to tow the Jeep, which Chrissy is hiding in. Hoyt drives them off to the Hewitt house where he has Thomas butcher Alex's body. He then holds Eric, Dean, and Bailey captive. When Monty brings the wrecked car to the house, Chrissy runs back to the highway and flags down Holden, Alex's boyfriend, who follows her back to the house.
Hey. Who the fuck turned that on?
It turns on by itself.
I don't like that.
Well, I mean, it's blinking because there's my Xbox isn't on.
Okay.
At the house, Hoyt tortures Dean after finding out he was going to dodge the Vietnam War draft. When Hoyt leaves, Eric breaks free from his restraints and gets to Dean safely before sneaking into the house to free Bailey. Bailey escapes in Monty's truck, but Thomas stabs her with the meat hook and drags her back to the house.
Yeah, that's a hell of a scene.
When Dean attempts to run, he is caught in a bear trap and Hoyt knocks Eric unconscious. Meanwhile, Holden and Chrissy arrive at the house, but part ways to search for their friends. Chrissy finds Dean while Holden takes Hoyt hostage and orders him to take him to Alex. Hoyt calls out Thomas for help and kills Holden with the chainsaw. Chrissy finds Eric in the basement, but unable to free him. She hides when Thomas returns. Thomas inspects Eric's face before killing him with the chainsaw and then skins his face and wears it as a mask. He is now
Leatherface.
I was going to say Eric. He's now Eric.
Yeah.
There's some fucked up thing. Like, imagine if you had a significant other or a girlfriend and you were in this fucked up town and later on, because
somebody just randomly pops up with their face on.
Right, so
fucking no.
If I remember this right, Chrissy doesn't see him skin his face and shit. Like, she already left by that point.
No, she's
but
under
later
the
on,
table,
later on that night, he's wearing dude's face and he pops up and he's just like fucking staring at her and she realizes that he's wearing fucking dude's face.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. What? I don't remember. No, I think I could have sworn. I don't know.
Chrissy is about to flee whenever she hears Bailey's screams and decides to go back to save her. She finds her upstairs, but Hoyt catches her and brings her downstairs for dinner, along with Bailey and an unconscious Dean. Leatherface slits Bailey's throat and tries to take Chrissy to the basement, but she stabs him in the back with a screwdriver and jumps out the window. Dean regains consciousness and beats Hoyt before heading off to find Chrissy. Chrissy enters the slaughterhouse after noticing that Leatherface has followed her. She grabs a knife and cuts his face, but he overpowers her. Dean intervenes, but Leatherface kills him with the chainsaw, and Chrissy escapes. She hijacks an abandoned car and drives off. She then sees a state trooper in the distance, but as Chrissy pulls over, Leatherface appears in the back seat and impales her with the chainsaw, causing her to lose control and run over both the trooper and the man that he pulled over.
Mm-hmm.
Leatherface then exits the car and walks along the back road towards the Hewitt house.
Oh, my God.
He didn't do the chainsaw dance in that movie.
No, he didn't do the chainsaw dance, but nobody survived. And that is one of the reasons why I love this one, is because it never fails. There's always one person that survives. And in this one, it really kind of took that away from you because you thought that you were going to get that regular, like, oh, that one person got away. And then it's like, nope, you're fucked, bitch.
Out.
And he just, and
I think I love, I think I have a love-hate relationship with movies that kill everybody. I love it because I'm happy that it's just that story and it's done, and now it moves on to a new set of casting to try to take this dude down. But usually whenever people fucking get away, it's always one person.
Yeah, just one.
And
at most two.
Unfortunately, like a good 60-70%, it's always like that hot girl. It's never like a black dude or your normal white man.
Or yeah, like your red. Like, I'm telling you right now, Rednecks will get out of a situation.
Oh, yeah.
I can promise you.
They don't fuck around.
I can promise you a redneck. And I hate the fact. I mean, I get it, and I understand, like, why they always kill off, like, the redneck and this guy and that and this person and stuff like that. Like, it's a storyline. It's a movie. Like, I understand. You got to have...
Right.
You got to make the movie go. In real life,
That
you put a
wouldn't happen.
redneck in a situation like that, ain't gonna fucking happen.
First off,
rednecks don't put themselves in those situations.
neither do black people, realistically.
No, because they're fucking smart.
Right. They're like, there's a noise. That fucking noise can stay there because
Yeah.
I'm going this way.
This is why black people and rednecks actually get along a lot more than people think.
Right.
Because neither one of them are fucking dumb.
Right.
Because they're like, that's a noise. We're going to go the opposite fucking direction. Not towards the fucking noise, you stupid white people.
Summer of 1973. Possibly during the summer of 1973, a family, the Crawfords, moved into the town of Fuller, where the Hewitts are also resided, and killed them, with one escaping, the teenage daughter Jessica, who later committed suicide in the back of a teenager's van. You know what that starts?
This is the Jessica Biel one. Listen, Jessica Biel is fucking hot, and Justin Timberlake, congratulations. I mean, realistically, Jessica Biel, congratulations. Justin Timberlake is a very, very good-looking man. So
Yeah.
just an awesome couple. Great
Absolutely.
actors. Justin Timberlake's a fantastic singer. Little shout out to
They're
them.
pretty-
Not that
pretty-
they know us.
Pretty good.
I don't call them up on the weekends and hang out, but anyways, continue. This is my random tangents. Just deal with it, guys.
All right. On August 18th, 1973, 5 young adults, Aaron, her boyfriend Kemper, and their friends Morgan, Andy, and Pepper, are on their way to a Leonard Skinner concert after traveling to Mexico to buy marijuana.
Marijuana.
While driving through Texas, the group picks up a distraught hitchhiker that they see walking in the middle of the road. After trying to talk to the hitchhiker, who speaks incoherently about a bad man, she then shoots herself in the mouth.
Mm-hmm. Sure the fuck does.
The group goes to a nearby diner to contact the police, where the woman named Luda May tells them to meet Sheriff Hoyt at the mill. Instead, they find a young boy named Jedediah, who tells them Hoyt is at home getting drunk. Aaron and Kemper go through the woods to find his house, leaving Morgan, Andy, and Pepper at the mill with Jedediah. They come across a plantation house, and Aaron is allowed inside by an amputee named Monty, to call for help. Kemper goes inside to look for Aaron and is killed by a sledgehammer by Thomas Hewitt, also known as,
You guessed it, Leatherface.
who drags his body into the basement to make a new face. I'm not saying mask, I'm saying face. Fuck you.
It's not a mask, it's a face.
It's a face. He's making
He
a
wears
face.
he wears a fucking face.
He eats the meat and makes the face.
Yeah, it's a face. It's not a mask. I mean, technically, it's a meat mask. I'll say meat mask.
Does that make him a skinwalker?
Why?
I
Why do you keep bringing those up?
Meanwhile,
One of these fucking days, we're going to be out driving around.
Fuck you.
And we're going to fucking see one of them because you keep bringing them up, you asshole. And I'm kicking you out of the fucking car.
why would you do that?
Because-
now I'm dead.
Because
Now I'm dead.
you do this to yourself.
You'd be lost without me.
I would. That's a valid point.
Meanwhile, Hoyt arrives at the mill and disposes of the hitchhiker's body. After Aaron discovers that Kemper is missing, she and Andy go back into Monty's house, and Aaron distracts him while Andy searches for Kemper. While Monty realizes Andy is inside, he summons Leatherface, who attacks him with his chainsaw. Aaron escapes and heads towards the woods, but Leatherface cuts Andy's leg off and carries him into the basement, where he puts fucking salt on the goddamn leg.
Dude, that is one of the most gruesome and pain. Like, I've never had that happen to me because I still have both of my legs. However, it literally hurts me to watch that happen. But I love it because
Aaron-
it is one of the most fucked up scenes I've
Yes.
ever seen in a movie.
Oh, that would hurt so bad.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Like,
Aaron, Aaron makes it back to the mill, but before she and others can leave, Hoyt shows up. After finding the marijuana on the dashboard, he orders Aaron and Pepper to get out of the van. He gives Morgan the gun he took from the hitchhiker and tells him to reenact how she killed herself. Morgan, disturbed by his demand, attempts to shoot him, and only to find that the gun is unloaded. Hoyt then handcuffs Morgan and drives him back to the Hewitt house, taking the van keys with him. Listen. This part always kind of like fucking gets me, because this is the reason why I tell everybody, whether you like guns or not, learn how to use a gun and at least always know when a gun's fucking loaded. Because if you're ever
the safety on,
or if the safety's on, because if you're ever, God willing, I hope you would never be in a situation like this. But if you're ever in a situation like this and you're holding a fucking revolver and you don't see that there's fucking bullets in the gun, come on.
everybody should be educated, whether you like firearms or not.
Yeah,
everybody should. It
will save a life. I promise you. I promise you. Even if you don't want to. Even if you don't want to touch it, I still recommend you to learn how to use one, but at least learn about them, so you can learn a little bit about them and understand what's going on and how it's going on.
Indeed.
But back to
this is our public announcement.
Yeah,
public
PSA.
Service announcement.
Aaron and Pepper are attacked by Leatherface, who is wearing Kemper's face as a mask. This is where, he's wearing. This is
Kemper's mask. Yeah, it's this one. I thought so.
Yeah, and when Pepper attempts to run, she is killed by Leatherface. Aaron runs and hides in a nearby trailer belonging to an obese middle-aged man only known as the Tea Lady. A younger woman named Henrietta who gave her drugged tea. Aaron discovers that they have kidnapped the hitchhiker's baby, but passes out before she can escape. Aaron wakes up at the Hewitt house and surrounded by the entire family. Leatherface, his mother Luda May, Hoyt, Monty, and Jedediah. Luda May tells Aaron that Leatherface was tormented his whole life because of a skin disease that left his face disfigured, and she felt that no one cared for her family besides themselves. Aaron is taken to the basement where she finds Andy and kills him to end his suffering after failing to get him off the hook. That would suck, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine being stuck on a meat hook.
No, I couldn't. Because if I was, I would say the same fucking thing. I'd be like, no, just take me out.
Afterwards, she finds Morgan handcuffed in a bathtub. Jedediah, who does not agree with his family's actions, leads them out of the house and distracts Leatherface long enough for them to escape. Aaron and Morgan find an abandoned shack in the woods and barricade themselves inside. Leatherface breaks in. They barricade themselves inside, but he breaks in. Didn't do a very damn good job.
Right.
Breaks in and discovers Aaron, but Morgan attacks Leatherface, who bangs him. Oh, bags him from a chandelier.
I bet he does. Hangs him from a chandelier?
Oh, my glasses. Who hangs him from a chandelier by his handcuffs.
You want to talk about it?
And cuts through his groin with the chainsaw. Aaron escapes.
He sure fucking does. I forgot about that.
Ooh. Aaron escapes into the woods with Leatherface in tow. She finds a slaughterhouse and attacks Leatherface with a meat cleaver, chopping his right arm off. Isn't this where doesn't he do the chainsaw dance with one arm?
Yeah.
Aaron runs outside and flags down a trucker who she tries to convince to drive away from the Hewitt house, but he stops only to find help at the eatery. As the family is distracted by the trucker, Aaron sneaks the baby out of the eatery and places her in the sheriff's car. Aaron hotwires the car and Hoyt tries to stop her, but she runs him over repeatedly until he's dead. Leatherface suddenly appears on the road and slashes the car with his chainsaw, but Aaron manages to escape with the baby. As he watches in anger and she drives away. 2 days later, 2 investigating officers are killed by Leatherface by doing a crime scene walkthrough of the Hewitt residence, and a narrator states that the case still remains open. Wow, that's a lot, man.
Mm-hmm.
The fate of the Hewitts, the aftermath. The fate of the Hewitts after the events of Chainsaw Massacre will remain unknown. It is possible they moved away to another Texas town to proclaim their victims or moved to Mexico to kill and eat Mexicans as new foods. That's racist, bro.
Spicy. I bet they're spicy.
That's fucked up. Or maybe police caught them, but it's stated that the case remains open to this day and is unlikely.
Listen, Latino food, like Mexican food, Puerto Rican food, is fucking delicious.
Yeah.
And typically it is spicy, but it's fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm. So,
if I was going to be a cannibal, I'd probably eat Latino people because I bet they taste good.
with all of that said, we are going to let you guys know that most of these movies open up and say based on true events. We're here to tell you that is false.
It is. So, it is false. However, Leatherface himself, that is all the movies I believe we have covered.
Yeah, and we're going to watch the other ones and give you
We're going
guys
to
our
rewatch.
answer.
We're
We'll fucking
definitely
watch
gonna,
all of them. I don't care.
We're going to rewatch at least most of them. But
Yeah.
I would like to rewatch all of them. That way we can kind of give you guys a little better
Yeah, we'll give you
opinion on them next episode.
So,
but
before we move on with that, we just want to say that is the basis of Leatherface. That's everything that we can tell
the
you
serial
based
killer
on
and
synopsis
his family.
and summaries. That isn't our opinion on how we feel about it, other than our personal opinion on tidbits here and there. But we are going to get more into our opinions after we watch the movies, and we'll watch all of them, even the ones we hate, just to tell you how much we hate them too, because it's our opinion.
Absolutely. I mean, we already watched 2 of them last night.
Yeah.
2017 fucking sucked. I'm not gonna lie. I really didn't like it. It was weird. Watch it if you want to. It was odd. I just didn't like it. At first, I thought it was the one kid who was going to be Leatherface. It ended up being a completely different brother. Like, it just threw me completely the fuck off. I just didn't like it. It was weird.
Yeah. So you guys watch it as well.
Yeah, you guys watch it. Let us know how you feel about it. But I will tell you, obviously, we don't want to tell you about the remake because it is so brand new. I think that actually just came out this year.
It's not really a remake though; it's a sequel.
Well, yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
It's
true. On Netflix. It's
the
a
newest installment into the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
So I will tell you this. I will tell you just to give you this, and it's not really gonna ruin the movie. The reason why it's a sequel is because Sally comes back, and the only reason why I could tell you that without ruining everything is because it shows that in the trailer. So
yeah,
they're all older, obviously old. It does have a newer spin on it. It does take place in 2022. Listen, I can promise you that when you watch this movie, it'll make you hate the generation beneath us so fucking much.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
Listen, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. Like, I am even starting to be like, millennials are, I'm not going to say the smartest generation, but holy fuck, are we the most competent?
Yeah, dude. The
most
generation,
of us. I will say that they're, I mean, any generation is.
You guys need to keep your fucking phones in your pocket. Listen, I get it. I get doing the grind. I get getting the likes, getting the views. You're making money, man. Make that fucking money. But I'm going to tell you, if you see some motherfucker killing people and you want to videotape that shit, fuck you. Be a hero.
You're gonna die because you're stupid.
Yeah, and that too.
Like,
ooh, it's so fake.
No. More than likely, it's not. And if it is, and you're not in on the joke, don't be an asshole. Like, either fight or flight. Either if you have the option to help somebody in that situation, you fucking help them. If you don't, get the fuck out of there.
Right.
Don't become a statistic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, holy shit. And that especially goes for, like, our children.
And if you're not going to, if you're not going to fight, go get help.
Right.
Don't stand there.
Anyway, I don't, this is what we do, guys. You know this by now. Especially you ones who constantly watch us. We just get off on these tangents.
Go watch the new movie.
Go watch the new one. Watch all the ones that you haven't watched.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think about them. And I really feel like that's pretty much where we'll wrap that part up.
But
But
Well,
this
we're gonna.
so Leatherface
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
was actually based off of a real life serial killer. And that serial killer is the infamous Ed Gein.
Yes.
And he was a twisted fuck.
So Ed Gein, the character Leatherface was based off of him. It wasn't based off of his story. Ed Gein,
Kinda.
we will go
There
lot
a
more
couple-
into.
so,
He's
yeah,
going to
we'll-
be a part of this, and
Yeah.
it's actually going to bleed into
A couple other
killer
There's actually
files.
2 other serial killers and films that were based off of
Mr. Gein.
Mr. Gein. So we will go into those. I don't want to say which ones they are yet.
Yeah.
We'll get into those when we get into those. But this one, we wanted to start off with, and honestly, we didn't even purposely start off with Gein.
No.
It just happened because we were kind of like looking stuff up, and he just happened to be one of the ones that was actually based off of some of these movies.
Yes.
So it just kind of worked out pretty well. But we'll definitely get into, I think we'll actually get into what I would like to do, and I'll see if you think this is a good idea. We'll actually get into the other movies and the other serial killers that were based off of him before we get into Gein.
Yeah, we can do that.
So what we'll do...
We'll end with the character that was solely based off of Gein. Like, the whole story was...
Which we can actually probably get
Mr.
through the other 2 in one episode, because there's only like 3 other movies that are based off of him and 2 other serial killers. So,
but part 2, whenever we jump into that is going to be us talking to you about what we thought of all of the different Chainsaw Massacre movies.
Yeah, we're gonna actually watch all of those, kind of get a more insight on all of those, like the ones that we don't remember. There's obviously like 1 or 2 of them that we actually haven't seen. So we're going to watch those and get a little more familiar with all of them, kind of give you guys an oversight on those.
Yes.
And then we'll get into the other movies. And then once we finally come back around, we will let you guys, give you guys a little history on Mr. Ed Gein.
And I'm going to make this promise to you guys. As we watch them, I will keep you posted via social media, on all of our social media. So if you follow us,
all of us,
great.
or one of them, or 2 of them, whichever ones we can get you on.
Yeah, whatever one.
Because we are on all of them, like he was trying to say before he was rudely interrupted.
Right, we are on all of them. We will keep you updated on which movie we're watching at what time. We'll make sure we post it. We'll make sure we tell you when we finish it, and we will come back next week and give you our unfiltered, imposed opinion on Killer Files Part 2 of Leatherface.
And with that said, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram.
On the gram.
On the gram.
Hit us up on the gram.
Get it on the gram. If we're being completely honest, I still don't have Instagram on my phone. Drew is about the only one who actually helps with that one. I am on Facebook a good bit. I need to start actually getting on well, I do need to start getting on the other ones, yes, but I do need to actually start getting on like the Unfiltered Imposed Opinion Facebook page, because I've been on mine a lot.
Yeah.
And I haven't really been posting a whole lot on there, but this summer has been rough, guys. So
we're gonna sweep it clean into the fall, and we're gonna have some fun.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll get some TikToks in there. We will get
ticky tackies.
We will let you know and update you throughout these Killer Files. We're not just gonna keep it exclusively to these Killer Files, but
this is something that we wanted to do because it is becoming spooky season.
Yeah,
and
if
Drew is a big fan of spooky season because his birthday is Spooky Day.
Spooky Day.
So, and I am a huge fan of slasher films. I am not a fan of all horror movies. We will probably do some of the ones that I don't like.
More than likely.
More than likely. And you guys will hear me cringe and be a little bitch when it comes to those, because I don't really do paranormal shit.
By the way, if you guys want to have fun and interact with us, the best thing I could tell you to do that'll make B hate you, but he'll love because we're getting traffic, send him videos of people crawling.
Why would you tell people to do that? Don't do that. I would prefer you not fucking do that, you asshole.
But if you do, he'll tell you how much he loves and hates you.
I will fucking cuss you out.
Why? I could just see the comment right at the bottom. Why?
Why? You motherfuckers. I mean, if you guys really want to, yeah, do it, I guess. But be prepared for what I'm going to call you, which is everything under the fucking sun.
But that's a dawn for a new day. But we will see you guys next Thursday at 10 p.m. We're going to keep it strictly dickly back at 10 p.m. We're going to keep a nice... we're not going to try to go rogue anymore. We will have our rando episodes just to kind of break away a few times. Like, we'll do a couple episodes, then we'll break away into one of our other episodes, and then we'll come back to it just to kind of give you guys a break and give us a break. But I feel like if we can get more traffic and get more listeners and get more followers through this, that meaning you, making you guys awesome, beautiful people,
fuckers,
then we could definitely have more interaction on our regular cast where we talk about stupid random shit.
Because we're never not going to talk about stupid random shit.
Absolutely.
Also, join that Patreon so we can start actually getting you guys those videos out. We still only have a couple. We are going to start making more of those. I know we keep saying that we're going to, but we don't have anybody to, send them to. So
yeah, and we'll
become that Patreon. And
that's where you get our extra unfiltered fucked up shit. And
they're gonna be fucking weird.
During spooky season, maybe I'll get some. Well, actually, fuck it. Maybe I'll do it on TikTok and Reels.
The Tiki
get some reaction videos of B watching people fucking crawl.
Dude, why? Why are you trying to torture me?
Goo. I don't like that. So just before
oh
we
my
end
God,
really
you
quick,
should
I'll tell you a little story.
You should find the video of me playing the fucking...
The VR.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it on my Facebook.
Is that the story you were going to tell?
No. Last night when we were looking for Leatherface movies to get a little bit encouragement,
fuck you.
Brandon went on Netflix, and apparently there's a new movie where... it's one of those like demonic horror movies, and he's seen this woman like crawl out from under a bed, and he's like, I didn't like that, and he fucking switched it to something else.
I don't like that. Listen, I can watch Supernatural.
He was interested in it until that bitch started crawling at him, and he's like,
oh my God, fucking Brandy had me watch Constantine last night.
Yeah,
I didn't. It's a good movie, but. Like the beginning of it, there's a bitch that's fucking possessed in it, and it's like the fucking Exorcist possessed, and I was like, oh, I don't like this. I'll sit through the shit. I just prefer not to. I like slasher movies. Slasher movies are my thing.
And actually, realistically, if I'm being 100% honest, those are my favorite horror movies too.
Yeah, the slasher movies are they're awesome.
But with that said, guys, we will see you next week with our unfiltered, imposed opinion on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies and let you know how we liked them and how we hated them. We will see you guys next week. Make sure you like, follow, and hit the little bell on certain ones to get notifications on when we go live and when we post random stupid shit. Make sure you interact, and we will see you guys next